Hi, my name is Josh Simons, one of the co-founders of Vampr. In 2015, I set out with my good friend Vampr to create a social professional network for musicians. Vampr is now one of the fastest growing and most active networks of its kind in the world. With a single swipe, our app lets users connect with other musicians anywhere on the planet. 500,000 users have joined Vampr in 198 countries, with our largest bases in North America, India, Brazil, and Europe. Our community has made 4 million connections with hundreds of thousands of new songs produced along the way. We believe the creative community doesn't need gatekeepers, it needs facilitators. The bigger our community gets, the bigger the opportunity grows for all. That's why we want to expand our network and open it up to all the creative verticals, from filmmakers to fashion designers, actors to animators, the hundreds of millions of you immersed in the creative arts. And to do this, we're going to need your help. Equity crowdfunding is a popular new model allowing anyone to own an actual share in a company and its ongoing market value. It also allows you the opportunity to help shape the future of a platform you already love. And as many of you would know, the value of connecting people is substantial. LinkedIn sold for $26 billion in 2016, whilst Tinder went public with a valuation of $3 billion in 2015. That said, growing a social network takes real commitment, capital, and a shared vision. That's why we want you to own a piece of us and help us make Vampr the LinkedIn for all creatives. The place to establish your network, showcase your work, find the job you really want, and communicate and collaborate with like-minded souls. Vampr has been acknowledged by multiple industry and tech leaders, from being included in Apple's Best of the Year apps list to Facebook and Amazon contributing funding support. We also recently partnered with Capitol Records for their Capital Royale Hackathon event and have been acknowledged by multiple awards from SF Music Tech in San Francisco to the Lovie Awards in Europe. Honestly, there is no better team in the world equipped for this challenge. Everyone at Vampr has enjoyed a career in the creative arts, literally everyone, including our developers. We understand inherently that people will spend money to further their career because we all spend a boatload of cash furthering our own. I myself have worked with everyone from Travis Scott to Keith Urban, racking up tens of millions of streams along the way. My co-founder Baz Palmer is a Hall of Fame musician. He's gone 12 times platinum and he spent the last 20 years touring the world with his band Hunters and Collectors. Investors from our last round include Nick Feldman of 80s pop band Wang Chung, and our advisory board includes Matt Adele, the former CEO of Beatport and Native Instruments CDO. Everyone who works at Vampr started off playing the club circuit and would go on to theatres and ultimately arenas. We understand a creative person's requirements at every step of the journey. We translate this to Vampr. We didn't have to learn how to find our audience to use text speak. We just spoke directly with you. This is why Vampr hasn't had a problem building a user base. In 2017 and 2018, our average cost of onboarding a new user was 9 cents. This is 3 times less than the top 10% of all music apps worldwide. No outside advertising agency could ever deliver this result for us. We know what this market values, even if the top end of town thinks you're too stingy to develop your own career. Every day, tens of thousands of listings are posted on Craigslist, Fiverr, and Facebook groups with creatives looking for work. These options are okay for one-off gigs, but these aren't platforms designed for creatives to build a meaningful network, a community invested in your creative journey, its opportunities, conversations, support, and friendship. If time is our most valuable asset, then resorting to classifieds in the 21st century is no solution at all. Vampr has modernized networking for musicians who are finding lifelong creative partners all over the world. We now want to do that for people in all other creative fields. Plenty of startups have attempted and continue to attempt to crack this space. We would argue that the only person who ever came close was MySpace, that is before Murdoch went and made a mess of that one. Last year, we conducted a 3-month study using Apptopia data where we looked at the mobile growth rate of some of our competitors. Reverb Nation, Jamcard, Treble, we're sure you've heard of a few. We'll let this pie graph do the talking. So why trust us? Why believe that Vampr can sustain the kind of growth that we've enjoyed to date? The proof is in the pudding. All we can do is show you how much Vampr has grown between the last time we raised money and now. When we closed our last fundraising round, we optimistically forecast 10,000 users in the first year and 100,000 users in year 2. Never in our wildest dreams did we think we'd get to 500,000 users. Suffice to say, our investors are incredibly happy with the progress and will be joining us again in this new round. This brings us to the future of the platform. 500,000 users is great, but how do we reach saturation point? With $1.5 million, Vampr is well on track to onboard 10 million users within the next 5 years. We will invest in expanding the platform with new features and added functionality. And we will do this with the introduction of the feed. Watch your contacts network with one another and engage with each other's updates. Comment, like, and share the things you love. Build your public identity on the world's fastest growing creative network, expanding your opportunities. We will deploy all funds raised over an 18-month period, in which time we forecast revenues of $3 million. That will bring the company to a position of ramen profitability. This is to say that the next time we go out to raise funds, it won't be out of necessity, it'll be because we're trying to scale our growth, and we hope you'll be around to share in that success. That begs the question, how will Vampr make any money? Well, advertising is a low-hanging fruit, and it accounts for about 30% of our revenues in our business model. We have already tested ad campaigns with the BBC and Atlantic Records, and we observe click-through rates 10 times higher than that of Facebook. Far closer to our hearts is the introduction of our subscription premium tier, Vampr Pro. Vampr Pro has been 2 years in the making. It's the product of extensive analysis as to how other meat platforms and creative networks make money. Meat platforms are social networks built on the interaction of strangers as opposed to friends. Think LinkedIn and Tinder versus Facebook and Twitter. These platforms make the vast majority of money from premium features that enhance users' networking opportunities as opposed to running ads. With Vampr Pro, we will extend a user's reach on the platform on multiple fronts. For example, let's consider you're a guitarist in Los Angeles. There's 50,000 of you on the platform already. How do you cut above that noise? Boost your profile for 24 hours on Vampr Pro. Exhibit additional links to your work and make your profile stand out. Get verified and reach out to your dream contact directly with Vampr Pro. We will be keeping our free tier almost identical to its current incarnation. The objective of Vampr Pro has always been about extending your possibilities on the platform. Our business model is built on the assumption that if 4.5% of users sign up to Vampr Pro and we continue to grow at 12.2% per month, that we'll cover costs within the first year of launch. I've said a lot, and hopefully some of it has excited you. Here's an opportunity to own and help influence the future of Vampr. We are uniquely positioned to continue to dominate this market and monetize our product, whilst ambitiously growing to the first proper social network for creatives all over the world. Vampr was created to help make your life easier and solve your immediate problems. Now we're asking you to help us, so we can continue to make your networking life richer, bigger, and better. Thank you.
Wasn't a dream.